have a question. How do you do an Amazon account audit and just PPC audit? What parameters keep during auditing, account audit or PPC audit? Kindly explain in brief. All right, I'm trying to do this brief. So I will say our audits have shifted a little bit. We recently redesigned our audits in 2023. We used to do what everybody else does, right? Which is go into the advertising, know what you understand our best practices. So how is your campaign naming structure? Do you have this ad type running? What is the performance of these ad types? Are you running sponsored brands? Are you running sponsored display? Here's a bunch of negative keywords that you haven't added. Those are pretty good lists. You can actually find YouTube videos out there that's like, oh, here's how we audit an account. What we determined, because again, we used to do that for the first, 4 years, 3 years? That was our audit structure. But what we found is that sort of audit is specifically looking at the advertising. You're not taking into account their business goals, and you're not taking into account how the ads can help support those business goals. And that is what brands really care about. They don't actually care about advertising. They don't even want to run advertising. If they could get away with making the same sales and not paying for advertising, they wouldn't. Trust me. So what you want to do, this is how we do it now, right? We start off by getting their business goals. What are they wanting to achieve? What are they wanting to achieve and why? What does it mean to them? Do they want a total A cost of 10%? Why? Like, is that because you have certain profitability goals? Is that because things you will find out in these conversations is somebody told them a long time ago that you never want to get past 15% total A cost, and that's a problem, right? Some people say, oh, I want a 5% total A cost. And you're like, why do you want it? Oh, somebody somewhere told me they were doing that, and that sounded awesome. Right? Get the why. And then what you want to do is you want to take those whys into the ad account. We have a 3-step process that we use for this. So what we do is we look at the trends on the account level. Then we'll look at the trends on the product level. And then we'll go into the advertising because we know what trends are on the account level, good and bad. We know what trends are on the product level, good and bad. Then we go in and evaluate, okay, so trends on the account level, total A cost is rising, which means there's some inefficiencies in the ad spend. If we go into the product level, we're noting that these 2 products are the ones with the inefficiencies. So therefore, when we go into the ads, we're not looking at, oh, here's a bunch of negatives you didn't advertise. We're saying, oh, remember that product that was causing your inefficiencies? Here's where the structure is poor on that one product line. And here is what we recommend to fix this specific issue. Again, that's much more advanced. It can be really difficult to understand what that structure looks like in an audit, how you write that out, what they look. I mean, you can use that. I think I have some posts on LinkedIn on how to do that, or at least kind of a little bit of an overview. That is much more complicated, and the systems we use to determine that are like internal built systems and reports that we refined over like the last 3 years. It's taken us a while to figure out how to do that efficiently and effectively. If that's not something, maybe definitely try and wrap your brain around the whole business goal thing and how that relates to the ads. That will be wildly useful for anyone you're auditing the ads for. But when it comes to doing like that system, it's okay if you just stick with the ads and the ad structure because it's a lot to get into.